All right, let's dive right in. We're about to talk about the one thing that truly controls your financial future. And here's a hint, it's not your job and it's not what's in your bank account. It's the operating system running inside your head. Think of this as a roadmap to wealth that starts from the inside out. So let me ask you something straight up. Have you ever felt like the path to wealth is just blocked, specifically for you? You see someone with half your talent just cruise by while you feel like you're hitting a wall at every turn. If you're thinking the problem is a lack of money or opportunity, I want you to hit the brakes on that thought right now. Because the real problem, the thing that's actually holding you back, is captured perfectly in this one single powerful idea. You aren't poor because you lack money. You are poor because you hold poor beliefs. This right here is the core of it all. This is the idea that changes everything. Okay, so let's get into our first big principle. Wealth starts in the mind. Look, this isn't about spreadsheets or hot stock tips. It's a psychological game. And our mission over the next few minutes is to help you install a brand new financial operating system, one that's actually designed for success. So, this mental operating system that's been running your life, it actually has a name. Which brings us to section 2, the hidden financial mind. This is the subconscious program that's been making your decisions, most of the time without you even realizing it. It's time to pull back the curtain and see what's really been in control. So here it is, the hidden financial mind. What's so wild about this is that it's not something you choose. It's an unconscious program. It's a control system for literally everything you do with money. And get this, it was installed long before you ever earned your first paycheck. So where did this programming even come from? Well, it was shaped by 3 main sources. First up, what your parents said about money. Those little phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees. Second, any really powerful financial events from your childhood. Those things got cemented in your mind as absolute truth. And finally, just the general vibe of the culture around you and what it taught you about wealth and poverty. And here's the kicker. This hidden programming creates an invisible ceiling. It decides how much you think you deserve to earn, how much you get to keep, and how you act whenever money shows up or disappears. It's not your talent setting the limit. It's this old, outdated software running in the background. So, if our old programming is the problem, what's the solution? Well, that brings us to section 3, uprooting poverty beliefs. I want you to think of these old beliefs like malware on your computer. They're running in the background, draining your energy and stealing your potential. It is time to uninstall them. Let's look at 2 of the most damaging beliefs out there. First is, money is dirty. Your brain is never going to chase something it considers contaminated. So we replace that with, money is a neutral tool that reveals my true character. The second one is, rich people are bad. If you believe that deep down, your subconscious will sabotage any attempt you make to become bad. The new belief, rich people have found better ways of thinking. So how do we actually make this change stick with this simple 3-step process? First, you've got to identify the root belief. What's the first negative thought that pops into your head about money? That's the one you pull. Second, analyze it. Where did it come from? Is it even true? Stop living by rules you didn't write. And finally, replace and repeat. Write down your new belief and say it over and over. Repetition is what actually rewires the brain. But just changing your beliefs is only half the battle. To make it permanent, we need to go deeper. And that brings us to section 4, creating a new financial identity. Because your beliefs are all rooted in who you think you are, and that's the foundation we've got to reshape. Because here's the crucial point. You don't live according to your wishes. You live according to the identity you hold for yourself. Your subconscious mind will never let you act in a way that goes against who you believe you are. If your deep down identity is, I'm just a simple person, you will always find a way back to that level no matter what opportunities come your way. So we need to build a new one. First, visualize. Create a super clear mental picture of your future successful self. How do they handle money? What are their habits? Second, act. Your brain believes small actions more than big words. Start tracking just 1 expense a day. Read 1 page about finance. These little acts prove to your subconscious that this is who you are now. And third, rephrase your self-talk. Change I'm just not good with money to I am becoming a master of my finances. Okay, we've talked about beliefs and identity. But there is one more incredibly powerful force at play. This brings us to section 5, managing your financial emotions, because let's be honest, logic isn't in the driver's seat nearly as much as we think it is. Your financial growth is directly tied to your emotional growth. Now, get ready for this number because it is a big one. A full 80% of your financial decisions are driven by pure emotion. Your logical brain, it's just a fantastic PR agent that comes up with a reasonable sounding excuse after you've already made the decision. Emotion hits the buy button. Logic just writes the press release. And these are usually the main culprits. You've got fear, which just paralyzes you from taking smart risks and makes any potential loss seem like the end of the world. Then there's greed, which gives you tunnel vision and makes you ignore obvious red flags. And finally, good old boredom and stress, which lead to that comfort spending. You know, when you're not buying something you need, you're buying something to feel better for a minute. So, what's the solution? What's the secret weapon? It's so simple. Create a time gap. Never, ever, ever make a big financial decision when you are emotional. Doesn't matter if you're angry, super excited, or stressed out. Let that feeling pass and then decide. This little gap is your greatest defense. We've rewired our mind, our identity, and our emotions. So now, how do we make this all real? That's our final section. Building a daily system for wealth. Because wealth isn't built on luck or some big windfall. It's built on a daily system repeated with boring, beautiful consistency. Here are 3 keystone habits that are absolute game changers. 1. Track your expenses. The simple act of writing it down creates massive awareness. 2. Save before you spend. The wealthy pay themselves first and then live on what's left. And 3. Use the 24-hour rule for any non-essential purchase. Just waiting a day can protect you from over 60% of impulse buy mistakes. And this right here shows you exactly where that money should go. It's the smart money system. You divide your income into clear buckets for your necessary expenses, for emergencies, for long-term savings, for investments that actually grow your money. And this one is so important for self-development. You have to invest in your own knowledge to increase your value. And I want you to remember this powerful truth. Enthusiasm is great. It gets you out of the starting blocks. But a system will beat short-lived enthusiasm every single time. A system is what carries you across the finish line and actually builds the life you're dreaming of. And as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a new definition of what we're all aiming for. Financial freedom, it isn't really about piling up cash. It's the power to make choices, to decide, to act, to live without being paralyzed by the fear of tomorrow. You are no longer the person who started this explainer. You're more aware, you have the tools, and you are far more capable of building wealth with this new mind and a solid system. So the final question is all yours. What is the first decision you are going to make with your new mind?